Hello, and welcome to our presentation on CherryRoad's Oracle PeopleSoft hosting and managed services. My name is Tom Helt. I'm an Executive Vice President at CherryRoad Technologies, and I'm joined by my friend and colleague, Tim McLaurin, Director of our Managed Services. Tim, thank you for joining me.
Thanks for having me, Tom.
So, a little bit about CherryRoad. We are a world-class leader in Oracle technology products and services. We've been working with their products for well over 20 years. We'll share a little bit more about who we are later in the presentation. But ultimately, we enjoy partnering with our customers on solving their problems with their Oracle solutions, and specifically with PeopleSoft. We want to really get into kind of the meat of our presentation right off the bat. And I'm going to ask Tim to share a little bit about his experience and kind of what we've seen in the care and feeding of a large enterprise solution like PeopleSoft. Tim?
Thanks, Tom. So my history with PeopleSoft started just before Oracle acquired PeopleSoft. So I had a little bit of pre-Oracle experience, and then from the vast majority of my time has been with Oracle. And as such, I have held a number of roles throughout the PeopleSoft ecosystem, pretty much covering the gamut of what we see in front of us. So this is a very busy slide, but the idea of this slide is to show that these are the different pieces of a solution that a client needs to manage or grapple with from a services perspective. And we at CherryRoad have taken all these different pieces and have made different solutions to target each one of these silos and kind of bring it together in a cohesive solution for our clients. So what I wanted to do is kind of go through the high level areas that we cover and kind of describe what it looks like for us to be a part of your environment. So at the very bottom, we have the hosting services. CherryRoad owns and operates our own data centers. That means we are ultimately flexible in how we provide infrastructure. This comes all the way from the facilities management, all the way through our backup systems, our networks. We have a nationwide 10 gigabit network that we sit on top of, and from the operating system up, we are able to provide access to our clients at the desired level. So we cater to the wide variety of solutions that a customer may need. From a service management perspective, we're providing the monitoring, the problem management, incident and security management, patching management, and all of the upgrades that would go along with a PeopleSoft environment. So this is separate and really kind of tangential to the actual systems themselves, but we put it in between because it goes both up and down, right? So when we're going to have an outage for some reason at the lower levels, we want to have that service management layer in there to capture that and make sure that everybody who needs to be aware of it is aware of it. Now, when it comes to disaster recovery and managing the expectations around SLAs and RTO, RPO, and the performance of the system as a whole, all of that falls within the service management area. So for CherryRoad, we then move up into what would be classed more of the application management, and that is all the way from essentially the application, that's your Tuxedo, your WebLogic, your database management, all the way through the end, what we would call the power user or end user experience when we are doing development and configuration of the systems. The key principle in this slide is to show that CherryRoad is able to come in and take a hold of any one of these tasks that your team may be overwhelmed by or just simply don't have the time to address. The goal of this is to make sure that your team is focused on the things that makes your team effective and most valuable to the business. We want to take those things that are burdensome and make them a non-issue for you. And given our global nature of our team, we cross all time zones in the US, and we have a global presence that is able to work 24/7, 365. That means that when things need to happen overnight, your team doesn't have to stay up and use that outage window when no one else is using the system. We'll do that on your behalf, provide all of the critical testing and documentation for the change management process so that things that go into production are always known and are reliably tested. So off to the right-hand side there, we have 4 boxes, and the continuity services that we provide are end-to-end. So when you have VPNs with vendors, or you have VPNs with us maybe, we're giving you multiple points of presence that you can connect to make sure that that system is resilient. Making sure that the backups are tested on a regular basis. Disaster recovery mock tests that happen multiple times a year. A lot of these things take a lot of time for an organization, and a lot of people don't have the time to take their primary staff and assign them these tasks, because there's typically what's considered more important things to be done. So what we're trying to do is provide a strong foundation for customers that allows them to be secure, or at least confident, that these things are being checked in the background with minimal impact to the business. All of CherryRoad's services will come with an SLA. These service level agreements are money backed. We take great pride in offering really strict SLAs, and we tailor each SLAs to the customer's need. Some things are more important to some people than others. So we specifically take what is most important to you as the customer, and we will write the SLA to be appropriate to what you need. So for CherryRoad, we are providing the infrastructure management, or the system management, or the application management. Whatever you need, at whatever level you need, we're able to support it. Whether that be from a level 1 help desk, hey, my printer isn't working, or hey, I'm trying to run a process and the process is getting hung, all the way through, we need help with a new development item and we need to get a change in, or maybe even a bug fix or a patch that Oracle has released, and we need to get it in quickly. We can provide the services to support all of those activities. Also, when it comes to the application and kind of the full stack of services that we offer, because we have the full stack of service, full stack service offering, we are able to look at the full stack, especially when it comes to tuning and performance management. When we're looking at performance, oftentimes people are very specific. We're going to look at the application. We're going to look at the database. We're going to look at the infrastructure. And few companies actually are proficient across all of those stacks to see how they interact with each other, such that you get a holistic picture of what performance means. We pride ourselves on being advocates for our clients, and so we will go to bat for you with Oracle, leveraging your relationship with Oracle and leveraging our relationship to Oracle, especially when there's something that we need Oracle to fix. There's often times where we get an edge case or a fringe case that maybe affect multiple customers, but one customer in particular found it, and then we can actually show it to our other customers and have that weight behind the need for a bug fix. We get to present that to Oracle, and we have the partnership with Oracle that they have a better listening ear towards us, because they know that we're supporting multiple clients. So just to take one step deeper in kind of a logical flow of how we provide environment management to our clients. Now, we typically are managing end-to-end all of a client's environment, but we do have some clients that are patching only, or maybe they're non-production only, and some are actually production support only, and others are DR only. And then we have customers who are a mix and match of all of the above. Some we do their production and their disaster recovery. Others we're just their disaster recovery. So we have a link to them and they're shipping their logs to us and we are maintaining their disaster recovery site for them. So from the left-hand side, we see that there's a vanilla demo environment. It's always good to have a vanilla demo environment based on the application level that was originally installed. And then obviously Oracle is delivering these PUM images for us, and we create an environment that is the combination of that vanilla image and the PUM demo to make sure that what was given to you based on your install and what is given to you based on the PUM image, they come together in a demo environment and you have one cohesive demo location. Obviously, as we progress, we're going to take any customized code that your team may have created, and we're going to apply that in the development environment. That's where your developers would test. Then we move on to the test environment. Your subject matter experts would be engaged with that. Moving on to the power users in QA, and then production. That migration in production, we always want to have a very strong change management process and change control around it. We are able to provide the regression testing from either the production or production-like environment to ensure that all of the processes that run in production, whether it be online processes or scheduled processes, run successfully as we apply new patches and images. Some clients ask us just to do the Oracle CPUs. Oracle comes out and releases a high-level CPU, a very important, a critical patch to the WebLogic system. And some clients are finding that that is something that takes a lot of time away from their team, and it's more of a menial task for their particular team. We can come in and do those overnight for you so that there's no downtime. We do them in a rolling fashion so there's no outage to production. And when you come in the morning, things are patched up. We don't need any access to your data. We only touch the systems at a system level. So we're not touching your databases or the data within them. Some clients require help with people tools. They want to stay up on their tools release such that when it comes to applying PUMs, they're already ahead of the game, and they want to be able to take advantage of things like the Kibana analytics system that they're now allowing us to use that comes with Elasticsearch. Utilizing those kinds of things can bring a lot of value to the business. But if you don't have the tools upgraded, it doesn't really matter what version of your application you're on, so long as it supports the tools version. But just having that tools upgrade done can take significant time from your team. We can take that from you and help your team prioritize and get that through the change management process in an effective manner and get it updated and implemented. Our whole goal is to augment your team such that they are focused on the things that the business needs, and we can be in the background providing the business best practice and the industry best practice to help you move your systems forward. Given the way that Oracle is going with their continued investment in PeopleSoft, the support dates are being rolled out continuously further and further. We are considering PeopleSoft something that still needs to be and is worthwhile continuing to invest in. Obviously, the power in PeopleSoft is in the system itself, so keeping it up to date is something that is really, really important. Our whole goal is to come alongside and provide the support wherever you need it. So CherryRoad is a really unique provider. We don't focus on just our consultings, yet we do it. We don't focus on the managed services, yet we do it. Our goal is to tailor a complete solution for your requirements. What do you as a customer need from us? We are able to provide services from end to end, whether it be network, whether it be security, even help desk services. We are able to provide our services at any level that you need, all the way through managing your payroll or maybe managing your finance system. We create bespoke solutions, and honestly, in the industry that we're in, I don't know of another systems integrator that is able to provide services at every single level that we do.
Yeah, I think that's a great point, Tim, and I wanted to jump in there because I do think we're unique in this industry. You do have a lot of systems integrators that, as we talk a little bit more about CherryRoad in the coming slides, you'll see the experience we have with PeopleSoft, and there's a lot of other systems integrators that have experience with PeopleSoft. There are a lot of different hosting options out there now with independent cloud providers. There's different network connectivity and security providers, and I think what makes us unique in this PeopleSoft space for Oracle customers is that we do kind of have the end-to-end of all of the services that someone might need to support their application.
Thanks, Tom. There's a distinct need to keep PeopleSoft running, and I think people are now finding there's a huge amount of value still in their PeopleSoft environment. But as times change around the PeopleSoft environment, it means that customers are looking for different ways of supporting it. People who don't typically run data centers want to get out of the data center business. And so we are able to provide the solution to keep your PeopleSoft system running and keep the value in that system, but taking it into one of our data centers and providing that service back to you. So with that, I'll throw it back to Tom to talk about who we are more as CherryRoad.
Yeah, I mentioned earlier that we would talk a little bit more about us and just where some of this experience comes from running these PeopleSoft applications. Tim talked a little bit at the beginning about his experience, and that really is standard here at CherryRoad. We have a lot of consultants that have been working with the PeopleSoft application for decades. CherryRoad has been a partner since the early 1990s, and I would say our services from a hosting and managed services standpoint are so robust and scalable that we have found many in the public sector and K through 12 environment seek us out for that security, for those SLAs, and some of those here we have listed that we provide a variety of services to, and it really is that ability to provide everything from the infrastructure all the way up to the actual PeopleSoft application and technical support services. So if you've arrived here in our presentation today, obviously there was something of interest to you with respect to our services in this arena. We'd be happy to talk to you more. In the following slides, we have names of many of our other Oracle PeopleSoft customers throughout a variety of industries. This first slide speaks to all those customers that we work with in more of the government sector, the public sector, and the next slide speaks to a lot that we would consider more of the commercial or the private sector. And as you can see, CherryRoad's been around a long time, so we've had the opportunity to work with a lot of customers, and we'd be happy to share more with you. Tim, I thank you for your wise guidance through the services that we provide our customer and your knowledge on this subject matter. I hope it was beneficial to our audience, and if there's any questions at all, please feel free to reach out to us. You can find us very easily at clientcare@cherryroad.com. Thank you very much. Have a great day.